They say Lil Durk out here putting hits on the guys for not sliding for buying. Let's see what's going on.
You guys came here to see. Now, one thing I could say about Lil Durk is he got one of the best fan bases an artist can ever have. It's like they're in a trance where no matter what you say about Lil Durk, they're programmed to just let it bounce off and think otherwise. But one thing about the truth, it may not come out today, tomorrow, or even next month. But as I always tell y'all, what's done in the dark would eventually come to light. And it's looking like a lot of things are starting to come to light. Now, recently we covered the story of Lil Durk's trial, where it's been rumored that they have evidence, including a witness, proving that there's Instagram and text messages of Lil Durk with other OTF members, such as Booney Mo and OTF Didi, where he's instructing them to go buy a car and unalive anybody they see in Oblock for not properly wanting to retaliate for King Von. Allegedly. Now, the witness says that the only reason that didn't go through, heavy police block, basically letting it be known that if they weren't there, then they would have carried out with those instructions from allegedly. Right after all that information came out.
So you saying if the police wasn't there, y'all would have just whacked him up? That's crazy. That's exactly what they said. Like, the police saved him.
Anybody they see in Oblock for not properly wanting to retaliate for King Von, allegedly. Now, the witness who confirmed that says that the only reason that didn't go through is because of the heavy police presence in Oblock, basically letting it be known that if they weren't there, then they would have carried out with those instructions from Lil Durk, allegedly. And it's mighty funny how right after all that information came out, suddenly we hear that Lil Durk's attorneys pushed to file a motion to suppress all evidence and exclude the other acts that the government is trying to introduce, stating that since the motion contains actual evidence, it would be under seal and protected by a protective order. So once again, we have more sealed documents when it comes to Lil Durk. But the point of me bringing that up is because it's a coincidence that once the evidence against him was revealed, and it states that Durk instructed guys to unalive Oblock members, suddenly now they want to file motions to keep the evidence hidden. But why? What if there's other evidence within that case that shows Lil Durk giving out other instructions on other individuals that may be close and would show that he wasn't who everybody thought he was, and in fact, he may be more sinister than people think. Who knows? But here's what nobody is paying attention to. In the last video, I told y'all that based on them having evidence from 2023, it's no telling how far back the investigation actually goes. I think they would have kept investigating, but they realized that Durk was trying to flee the country, so they had to intervene now because they couldn't let him leave and risk blowing the whole case. Now, as far as the case goes, I was going to save certain things for when we go live, but I figured we just point out a few details we found out where something just don't make sense. And I want to point it out, and I want y'all to let us know in the comments what y'all think. Now, Money Duke's name was mentioned within this paperwork, and it alleges that Durk and Duke was feuding with each other. That's when after Durk says, "I'm finna pipe it up," and Booney Mo responded, "Blood, it's green." That's when we would learn that allegedly he would instruct certain individuals to go unalive anybody in Oblock, in which I'm assuming, including Money, especially being that his face of Oblock prior, which kind of also goes back to his shooting, where it never made sense because there was a Brown. But one thing everyone said as soon as they heard what happened, including Chicago guys, BJ May or King Ella, they both said that it sounded like some Chicago backdoor-ish. So fast forward to now, and we hear that allegedly Durk wanted certain Oblock members out the way. Would it be too far-fetched to believe that it's possible someone close to Duke could have got paid to carry out the hit on his life, whether it was actually doing it or dropping locations or whatever, right? So with that being said, just a couple months ago when OTF Vonnie's father accused Lil Durk of being a part of the scheme of using OTF Vonnie to set up the scheme for King Von, everyone called him crazy, a clout chaser, or said he's just looking for money. However, pay attention to what he said. In the paperwork, they're accusing Durk of saying he's finna pipe it up, and Booney Mo said blood is green, basically coded language. But you know what's strange and what sounds very, very familiar? because it sounds very identical to what OTF Vonnie's father said he heard when his son OTF Vonnie was speaking to Lil Durk, and he alleged that after they set the play up for King Von to lose his life, allegedly, Durk asked Vonnie, "Is it open?" And OTF Vonnie responded, "It's off the hinge." Whole words, once again,
That's
basically
crazy.
stating that
I already
everything
said, like,
is
is it open off the
complete.
hinges? Like,
And what sounds very, very
clarification,
familiar,
I did
because
that.
it sounds very identical to what OTF Vonnie's father said he heard when his son OTF Vonnie was speaking to Lil Durk, and he alleged that after they set the play up for King Von to lose his life, allegedly, Durk asked Vonnie, "Is it open?" And OTF Vonnie responded, "It's off the hinges." Cold words, once again, basically stating that everything is complete.
As Durk asked Vonnie, "Is it open?" Vonnie told him it's off the hinges.
Wait.
Crazy.
Are you talking about the death of Von? Like King Von?
Listen very carefully. When the payment was made to Little Tim, the next day or the same day, Durk asked Vonnie, "Was it open?" This is what he asked him. "Was it open?" Those were the exact words. "Was it open?" He told him it's off the hinges.
And how ironic, right? If you pay attention to a post made by the verified Instagram page,
that's crazy.
Durkio's World in 2020, which for whatever reason the page no longer exists, one of the pictures they posted, the caption would say, quote, "Somebody called me and said the door open. I said that itch off the hinges." Now, King Von passed away in November of 2020. The post from the now deleted page, Durkio World, was made in 2020. And OTF Vonnie's father is alleging that he overheard his son speaking to Durk in 2020, saying the same exact thing. But maybe it's just all one big strange coincidence. Now, also, let's point something out that maybe the feds don't understand, but if you've been tuned into the drill culture and know the mechanics behind certain individuals and their relationships, then you know it's deeper than what the feds may know. Now, in the document where they highlighted that Munna Duke feud, highlighting that it was basically in regards to Munna Duke and the whole text thread, it was stay quote, April 2023 text chain, Munna Duke feud. The notice claims a group text between defendant Banks and OTF members including defendant DeAndre Wilson, Antonio Jones aka Booney Mo, and PW1 reflected Mr. Banks' frustration that Oblock was not properly retaliating for Bennett's death. In the thread, Mr. Banks, not Mr. Wilson, declared, "I'm finna pipe it up." Booney Mo responded with, "Blood is green, emoji of car and green light, getting it together now, no phones." The government expects PW1 to testify about purported follow-up plans involving others. Wilson in this exchange. His presence is merely noted as being on the text chain. There is no chain that Mr. Wilson agreed with, endorsed, or acted on Mr. Banks' statements. Now, you know what's also funny? It's kind of crazy how everyone is paying attention to Lil Durk, saying, "Oh, Durk, get rid of Oblock. Getting it together now, no phones." The government expects PW1 to testify about purported follow-up plans involving others. Significantly, the government attributes no statement to Mr. Wilson in this exchange. His presence is merely noted as being on the text chain. There is no chain that Mr. Wilson agreed with, endorsed, or acted on Mr. Banks' statements. Now, you know what's also funny? It's kind of crazy how everyone is paying attention to Lil Durk, saying, "Oh, Durk this, he's trying to get rid of Oblock members," but nobody's mentioning the fact that Booney Mo was the one that was going to get it done, and he, without a doubt, without a hesitation, said, "All right, getting it together now, no phones," basically stating that he's about to act on whatever instruction was given by Lil Durk. But anyway, Vaughn was unalived in 2020, right?
Basically.
Lil Pad was unalived in 2022. Remember the "they can't say slide for Vaughn no more" comments? It came after Lil Pad was unalived because it was purported that that situation was already get back for Vaughn, right? Which is also why not only did No Jumper host Brick Baby state that he heard that they can't say that no more and alluded to the Lil Pad situation happening, but Lil Durk himself as well went on DJ Academics and insinuated the same exact thing.
Triggered by the slide for Vaughn comments. I don't know if people still say it. They used to say, but you also mentioned a song. They be like, they be saying Slide for Vaughn. I think they trolling me. By the way, that song. I ain't gonna lie.
For no reason, I just don't see the comments no more. Some odd reason.
Smooth.
I don't know. Maybe the water. You see them comments a lot?
They kind of chilled out.
I wonder why. But yeah, though, we different in the rack.
So if we all can agree that Little Pav's situation was get back for Vaughn, and Pav was unalived in 2022, why would Durk be mad about guys not getting back for Vaughn in 2023? Unless that was never the real reason, and instead the reason is more deeper than get back for Vaughn, because maybe Duke and Durk had their own tension going on, allegedly. And speaking of Duke, in the last video I told y'all it was weird how Duke's baby mother Fat Fat, who was also the baby mother of Lil Durk's brother D-Thing, started saying free Durk and was so pro Durk after Duke passed away out of nowhere. But now, let's see how she acts, knowing that the feds, not us, not the blogs, not a conspiracy theorist, but the feds are now accusing Durk of having tension with Duke and potentially want to get him out the way. Also, having a witness to confirm those same allegations. And it's funny because she may act like she don't know, but she's aware of the tension between Duke and Durk because Duke used to tell her to turn off Durk's music when she would play it while he was on live. Remember? But as y'all know, you can't trust a soul, because ain't it crazy that the feds have a thread of these guys allegedly plotting against Munna Duke in April of 2023, but when Duke did an interview with Best Point of View TV a few months later in 2023 in October, and he asked Duke about his affiliation with Durk, Duke said they're brothers through the sake of Allah, meaning because they're both Muslim brothers. But clearly, it seemed like that was just something that was one-sided.
I got the internet be trying to say like you into it with Lil Durk over like a baby mama since, bro.
Nah, that's my brother, man.
Okay.
I love for the sake of my life.
Okay.
That's my brother, you know?
Okay, I just got the internet be trying to say y'all influence like that.
None of that. No,
So that's your brother.
man. You know
Okay.
Now, I told y'all before how the feds play, and everything that's happening is exactly up the feds' alley. Didn't I tell y'all before, there's a reason Durk was denied bond 3 times back to back? Didn't I tell y'all there's a reason that no matter how much money he tried putting up, they wasn't letting him out? Didn't I tell y'all that there's a reason his trial keeps getting pushed back? And didn't I tell y'all that the feds never expose their whole hand before trial? They do their investigations, they gather their evidence, they come to you and tell you the time that they got for you and want you to take whatever plea deal that they have. If you refuse, you go straight to trial. The thing about that is, you go into trial thinking that they don't have much on you, they hit you with the mother load, but at that point, it's too late. You can't back out. And that's exactly what we're seeing here. I'm more than sure the little bit of evidence we're seeing is just the tip of the iceberg. Remember, they said that they have witnesses, phone records, whole 9 yards. So I could just imagine what else they got that shit. And
he definitely cooked.
Back in disbelief how much is being revealed.
He definitely
the mother load, but at that point, it's too late. You can't back out. And that's exactly what we're seeing here. I'm more than sure the little bit of evidence we're seeing is just the tip of the iceberg. Remember, they said that they have witnesses, phone records, whole 9 yards. So I could just imagine what else they got that haven't been released yet. And as much as people want to sit back in disbelief, no matter how much is being revealed, right? Someone involved is someone themselves. Man, I don't know what's going on. Right. Whether they believe whatever's going on wholeheartedly, witnesses, phone records, whole 9 yards. So I could just imagine what else they got that haven't been released yet. And as much as people want to sit back in disbelief, no matter how much is being revealed, right? Someone involved within those circles is somewhere sitting back thinking to themselves right now, like, man, I don't know what's going on, but something ain't right. Whether they believe whatever's going on wholeheartedly or not, they're thinking something isn't right. The conspiracy theorists aim to block up, and that's cool. But at what point are y'all going to snap out of it? At what point are y'all going to say, hold up, something ain't right? Because I know it's hard for y'all to believe when we start dismissing.
Yeah.
Now, what
y'all
do you
try to make it hard to believe? Like
claims
it's
up,
something.
and that's cool. But at what point are y'all going to snap out of it? At what point are y'all going to say, hold up, something ain't right? Because I know it's hard for y'all to believe when we say it, so y'all just dismiss it and call us conspiracy theorists. But now, what do you say when the feds are telling you that they have evidence proving that Durk allegedly instructed certain individuals to go out and unalive Oblock members? The feds are conspiracy theorists, right?
Man.
But people pick sides because I remember the Diddy trial. It's like whatever evidence and paperwork that came out, everybody rushed to believe it. Pretty much have this.
Can't believe everything that's coming out in the news.
Everybody is being
blogs
selective to believe in what's true
People
and
trying
what's
to make
not.
you look bad.
Ain't it funny how the world works? Now, shout out to Bezu. He been pretty quiet lately. He no longer posts from his usual big page anymore. Theorist too, right? But people pick sides because I remember the Diddy trial. It's like whatever evidence and paperwork that came out, everybody rushed to believe it. And now you pretty much have the same thing, and yet everybody is being selective about what they want to believe and what's true and what's not. Ain't it funny how the world works? Now, shout out to Bezu. He been pretty quiet lately. He no longer posts from his usual Big Boss Bezu page anymore. I think it's deactivated. And I'm not sure, but maybe he's distancing himself from the whole OTF and Oblock thing as well. But his name was mentioned, so he got to be careful. However, he did post something interesting a few hours ago, and I'm not sure if it's pertaining to Durk or just anybody that's snitching or being foul amongst the guys as a whole. But he would take to his IG story to say, quote, "The streets ain't showing love, but it reveal all kinds of snakes." And that could be pertaining
Most
to anything,
definitely.
man. So y'all jump in the comments. Y'all let me know what y'all think about all this. How do y'all feel about these accusations? Like I said, there's going to be people that's going to pick and choose what they want to believe. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see when trial comes, what type of evidence they got, what new information they're going to expose. It's going to be crazy, man. So y'all let us know what y'all think about all this in the comments. How do y'all feel about the accusations and the stuff against Durk?
I don't know. How y'all feel? What y'all think they gonna do? I think it's fried because the evidence ain't helping them. It's just making it worse. But anyway, like, comment, subscribe, and holla.